Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. Give me a second here. I hope I fixed this audio issue and you guys can actually hear the video. If not, put a zero in the lobby. Give me a second to load up the actual chat room and stuff like that. Okay, I tried. I tried. Thank you, Asgard Studios and Fly Natural. What's up, guys? And welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. Give me a second to pull up this window here so I can see the chat room. And what's up? What's up? What's up? There's been a lot of interesting things going on as far as the world of DJI and the state of New York. Um, if hey Jay Santiago, if you use a DJI product and they're using Lance right now, there are a few issues that you may be experiencing if you live in a New York City metropolitan area. And I'll get into it a little later on. I'm waiting for the other part of those guys, Justin and Phantom Flight 101, Herman, to get here. And I thought I had fixed the issue with why is my screen flipped? All right, anyway, it doesn't matter. I thought I had fixed the issue with being able to play a video in the beginning. And the objective of that was I could play a video and get everyone into the show or on the live stream in the panel without any problems. But anyway, what's up, Asgard Studios, Fly Natural, Jay Santiago, and whomever else may be watching Sunday Nights with those guys? It's early. We have a few people coming in later on. Like I mentioned, Phantom Flight 101 is running a little late. Drone Evolution NYC should be ready. In fact, let me text him that I'm live now. Click on the link. I'm already live. But until they get here, this live stream must go on. And I wanted to bring up some drone news that I found out was very interesting. I was supposed to talk about it last week, and for some reason, I didn't get a chance to. Now, I can't see the chat room because I have to look at this page to read you guys the information. But law enforcement agencies all across the United States are starting to get clearance from the FAA to fly out of line of sight. Up until very recently, I know here in New York, the police officers that are using drones, well, law enforcement in here in New York that are using drones are only flying line of sight. So if I'm here and whoever they're trying to watch or put under surveillance is here, if it's out of the line of sight, they won't they won't let them fly there. But in Chula Vista, wherever that is, south of San Diego, Chula Vista Police Department receives the okay to fly from the FAA out of line of sight, meaning I should go back to the chat room. Hey, what's up, Paul? Hey, Paul, you have to give me your email so I can get you on this panel here. Okay. Um,
What's
Rick
up, brother?
Halver, how are you? I see someone, I hear someone else pop up. Oh, there you go, Justin. But anyway, as I was saying, um, the FAA has approved, I'm sorry, I can't see the chat room, but the FAA has approved Chula Vista Police Department to fly out of the line of sight. And apparently it's working very good because it says, let me read you something here. They started in 2017 with the drone program, but they were just granted this permission by the FAA to fly out of the line of sight, and they're doing incredible. So if you ever visit Chula Vista, California, and you're doing something illegal, I highly, highly suggest don't do it. No, seriously, do not do it because it's not just there, but it's other places throughout the United States where they are actually getting permission from the FAA to fly out of the line of sight, which means for you guys here in New York, if they ever start doing that and the police are up in the air with a drone and they see your drone, they can follow you, whatever. But anyway, what's up, Justin? What's going on? Can you hear me?
Not much. Hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. I was just stalling until somebody came in, actually, and I'm glad you're here. But welcome, guys, and everyone to Sunday Nights with those guys. Paul, Mary, I just copied your email right there, and give me a second. As soon as I copy it, hide your comment. Okay, copy. I just made you a mod. Guys, don't take it personal if I don't make you a mod, but I used to do internet radio shows before and I was hacked because everyone was a mod. Um, it'll take a little bit of time for me to trust you guys. Justin, where'd he go?
No, I was throwing something in the garbage.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I
I'm
didn't
getting
leave.
ready to ask you something. Rick Halber says, how you doing? And Justin, can you explain your experience? What happened less than 2 hours ago when we were flying? I want to get Paul Murray in here on the panel. Okay,
Yeah, I
if
got
you can give me a second.
you. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, you want me to talk about it now, or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
Uh,
trying to get Paul Murray in here.
all right. So, guys, what's going on now is that it seems like that even if you downgrade your software, and this is only pertaining to it seems like the Phantom series, is that even if you downgrade it to whatever software you think is was working, and it seems now that now it's not working. Almost seems like something has been implemented into these drones that now when I went to go fly my Phantom that I was able to fly a couple of weeks ago, I went to the same area and now I can't fly it. I mean, I could. It just says you cannot take off because you're in a no-fly zone. I got the authorization to fly, but even when you get the authorization to fly, you're pretty much limited. You can't go no higher than 200 feet, and I was basically stuck in a bubble. I couldn't go past a certain amount of
Well,
feet.
hold on, hold on. I want to mention you did say you were only limited to 200 feet. Now, keep in mind, here's the scenario, everyone. Justin and I were flying along the beach here, out in Far Rockaway, New York, and we live within a 5 mile radius of Kennedy Airport. For those of you who don't know, it used to be, and I'm stressing, used to be, if you were from the 3 mile marker out to the 5 mile marker, if you called the airport and let them know you were flying, it was okay.
Yeah,
But now they've gone and they've changed the software. And if you're within that 5 mile radius of the airport, you're going to automatically get a can't take off.
which
And now
really,
this is
really
only in the
sucks.
metropolitan area. What were you saying, Justin?
No, what I'm saying it really sucks because how is this done? Because even if you're not updating the fly data, you're not updating your app. How is this being implemented into the drone without you even having any influence on it?
Right. And this brings up a valid point because Justin showed me an update and Anthony Charles, who's
What's up, Rick? I'm good.
what's Anthony Charles' YouTube channel? I'm like a brain fart right now. Oh, Invincible Dawn. He's been flying drones for 9 years, easy, okay? And he took a picture of his screen. He took a screenshot of his DJI app. Now, when you click on that little map in the lower right-hand corner, you know, that little map that shows the green line going to home,
Yeah,
it showed JFK International Airport, and it actually showed the flight paths of the planes that
yeah.
were taking off and the flight paths of the planes that were landing. Now, the DJI app never did that before, but there's all I can say is if you have a Phantom series drone, it seems to be affecting those. We need to do more research. Don't quote me on this, but this is what's happening in New York right now. If you are not a 107 licensed pilot, um, you're having difficulty flying. Either you can get in the air or you can't get in the air, right, Justin?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it seems like it is because we flew on Mavics and our Mavics had no issues at all.
Now check this out. He says Mavics, plural. I have the Mavic Pro. He has the Mavic 2 Zoom,
Yeah,
and
so
we were able to
he
take
had the
off.
first gen. I had the second gen, and I started it up less than 5 minutes. I was up in the air, no authorization needed or anything.
Exactly. Now, to prove that they are doing something as far as the showing the flight paths and etc., I agree with what they're doing. Like I said, the planes were taking off maybe a mile and a half to 2 miles to our left. And basically, they were taking off in this direction, but your DJI app showed their flight path and where
Yeah,
you were in retrospect. So that's kind of interesting. But a lot of guys here, a lot of people, not guys, a lot of people and drone pilots here in the state of New York are having issues with the Phantom series drones. And like I said, I don't have enough information to to show proof as of yet, but from what I understand, if you have, I spoke to someone who has a Phantom 4 professional pro drone like I do, and he's flying with Apple operating system and he's not having any problems. But everyone that I know that's flying with Android is having some type of issue. Now, Justin, you were able to take off, right?
yeah. I got cannot fly, and pretty much
Hey, Val, how are you?
popped up with the authorization. I put my number in, location, and my cell phone, and sent me the code. And once I put the code in, I was able to unlock it. But it's unlocked, but it's limited, which is not bad.
But what were the limitations? Now, keep in mind, planes were taking off a mile and a half to the left of us or whatever, and we've been flying it where I live out here for a few years now, and never had that issue.
I don't think it's that bad, but if it, if it was just height limitation, I don't see anything wrong with that. But the idea that I was trying to fly down the beach and I wasn't able to, that kind of like killed my spirit.
Right, because to make a long story short, what Justin was trying to do was he was trying to fly down the beach towards where I live. Now, we were maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles from where I live. Actually, we were about 2.5 miles from where I live, now that I can think of it. Okay. And he was flying, and it told him that he reached the limit of his airspace. Now, are they controlling where we fly? I mean, they're going in a lot of directions with these apps. And I do know, hey, where is, I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go, Paul.
Hey, what's up, Tyrone Nicholas? Sorry I didn't acknowledge you.
Yeah,
I
where's Roger?
sent Paul Murray. Paul Murray, I sent you that email. Here he is. There he is.
Good
He's in.
evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
How are you? How are you? Paul
I'm
Murray,
doing great.
great to have you on panel here. We were discussing some of the changes that has been happening here in New York.
Yep.
And to be honest, Phantom Flight 101 has been saying, I've been hearing him say this for a year and a half, almost 2 years now. He's been saying you're not going to be able to fly in New York unless you're a 107 licensed pilot.
Well, it
And
it it
uh,
does seem to be heading that way, doesn't it?
well, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah,
If they don't do it in California or New York first, they're not going to do it. And right now, I wish I had uploaded a picture to Google Drive so I could have screenshot it, but maybe I can pull it up on my phone. New York has re-established new fly zone, no fly zones. There are total no fly zones, and there are areas where you can fly at your own risk. And then there are areas that you can fly with no problem. Now, the issue is there are a lot of people here in New York, Paul, and Justin experienced it earlier today. I experienced it twice in the last 2 weeks. And if you have a Phantom 4 drone, and I take it it's going to trickle down to other drones eventually. If you have a Phantom 4 professional or Phantom 4 series, you're not going to be able to fly in a no-fly zone. And what I mean is, Paul, where I live 3 miles just outside the 3 mile marker of an international airport, JFK International Airport.
Right.
And for the last 2.5 years, I've been flying up and down this peninsula. At one time, we used to have to call the airport and say, "Look, I'm flying along the beach. I'll be at 200 feet. I'll be doing it for 45 minutes," and they would go, "Okay." They would take your registration number down. Now, Lance is having authorization. You cannot fly unless that DJI Go app says you can fly. And
Exactly.
the issue that we're having here in New York is certain Phantom 4s can fly and certain ones can't. Now, I'm anti Apple, anything anti Apple. If it has a letter I in front of it, you can't even come in my damn house. Okay, Justin will tell you how I feel about anything with the letter I,
You get the
but
shirt.
that's a different live stream in itself. Now, from what I'm finding out, I'm trying to do research, Paul, and people that have the Phantom 4 Pro that are flying under the Apple app or with an iPad or whatever aren't having any issue. But people who are flying with Android are having issues.
Yeah, I think there's an underlying exactly because when I bought my first Inspire One like 4 years ago when they first came out, I was having issues trying to get an Android tablet to work with it. So I called and talked to DJI and they asked me what was I using? And I told them an Android tablet and they said, "No, you got to get Apple." And so I went and bought an Apple tablet, never had another problem, another issue. So underlying, there's got to be something going on with that.
Well, you know what the deal is, and I explained this to someone I was just having a general conversation with earlier in the week, and the problem is it either comes out for Apple first and
Yep,
trickles down to Android, or it
yep,
comes out for Android and trickles down to Apple.
exactly.
Okay, and right now, Apple we know is like DJI. They're the top of the pinnacle. They have devices that I want to know how to use this phone. I,
Yes,
I know I don't want to know how to use this phone. I want to be able to make a call, check my email, and shop online. I don't
yep,
care how it works.
yep,
That's Apple. And then you have Android, who is like, well, if you want to shop, we have this app that tells you how you can save money. It's an Apple PC thing, and it always has been.
yep.
But
My
do
wife
you
and daughter
think
are coming in
that
if you hear noise. What are you saying, Justin?
do you think that it's because that they feel that Apple phones are more secure when it comes to security than an Android? Because a lot of Android phones run third party apps, and you're able to hook up an Android phone to the computer and just throw stuff on it. But you can't
Yeah,
do that with an Apple. That's the thing.
yeah.
Well,
Justin, I think you might be onto something because now, if you think about it, I just bought two enterprises. I bought the regular enterprise and I bought the Duo.
Yeah,
Well, they run a completely different operating system called Pilot,
yeah,
and it doesn't it you have to run Pilot, and it doesn't when you run Pilot you can't use a third party application.
right, right. But you know what the problem has always been, and this is we can talk politics, we can talk yin and yang,
Right.
we can
Yep.
talk positive, negative. It's always left or right,
Yep.
and which one you use. You
Yep.
both get to the same point,
Yep.
but either you get there this way or you get there this way. You,
Yep.
you understand what I'm saying? And it's starting to happen in the drone world. Now I happen to know for a fact where my nephew-in-law lives in Utica, New York.
Uh-huh.
Okay, they've been playing around for the last year and a half, almost about a year and a half. It's going on 2 years with the drone highway. Now, the development in place where they're doing this at, they used to test real drones for the military.
Yep. The big
Like
ones.
those big birds that take
Yep.
off and the cameraless, the guy has a joystick,
Yep.
and all of that. Well, my nephew-in-law informs me that Hey, Fly Natural, I sent you a link too if you want to jump in. What's up, Micro Studios? My nephew-in-law has informed me that at certain times during the week, they shut down all airspace from local airports.
Yep.
Okay. And they're sending back and forth 40 to 50 different drones at the same altitude, and you going here, landing and stopping. And that's coming to New York.
Yep. I would bet it would.
It's coming to New York. Okay, Amazon just turned down New York for building a large warehouse here in New
Right.
York. And to be honest, that's a lot of bull too. But we'll go into that at another time and point.
Yep.
You guys want to acknowledge everyone who's in the chat room here talking now? I mean, in the chat room. If you guys want your name shouted out, press the one in the chat room so we can give you a shout out.
Hey,
Plain and
Val.
simple.
Got Val. How you doing? Rick, how you doing? Natural. Matt's in here.
Is there any way you can turn your mic up? Are you using OBS?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
How do I sound now?
that's better.
Uh,
1,000 times
Mike
better.
wasn't in front of me. That's I usually have it sitting right in front of me.
Yeah, because it was pointed in the wrong direction. It sounded a little muted.
All right. But anyway, Paul, thanks for stopping in.
Well, I love you
on.
guys' show, you know, and you guys, to me, you guys are what real serious droning is all about as well. You know, there's a lot of good channels to go to, but you guys are right in the city. You guys are right in the combat zone, you know?
Pretty
You
much,
know
that's
what?
what it feels like.
You know what? Someone pointed that out to me the other day, and I was like, he was like, you just realized? I told him, I said, somebody from Australia said you urban flyers or really good drone flyers. I'm like, I never considered myself an urban flyer, but now that I think about it, we only fly around buildings and out over the water.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
And the average person that I would say probably 70% of all the other drone pilots are out there flying around parks and fields and, you know, other places.
Yeah.
Well, it's not easy being a drone pilot here in New York, and that was one of the main reasons. Hey, Mr. Crowley and everyone else, old guy in a drone, what's up? It's about everyone says, "Oh, you live in New York, you can't fly drones." Well, up until very recently, that wasn't true, but they did need to get a handle on drone flights here in New York because
Right.
at any given time when I'm flying or other pilots are flying, what's up, Fly Natural? What happens is,
hey, what's going on?
You see a drone cross your path.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
the group, now we're based NYC Fibro Drone Meetup is one of the best drone groups in the state of New York and tri-state area. And because, oh, I'm sorry, and the Flight Fanatics New York chapter, which started us using radios.
Yeah.
Okay, if it wasn't for the fact that we use radios when we fly, we would have a lot of accidents. There's been times where we've had meetups and there've been, oh my God, how many people, Justin? At Valentino, I don't know if you were at Valentino Pier. It was crazy. I
No, I was there because we had people that just came. We usually have everything organized. Everyone with radios. We tell, oh, we have 6 people up in the air. They at these heights.
Yep.
When these people come down, next group of people go up. We had so many people there that people were just walking up and just going up. We had dudes flying, and we were like, "What are you doing? You can't fly."
Right. Where we had order.
Very smart of you to have your own traffic control for drones, you know?
Well, that's what they kind of call me because I'm always yelling, "What's your altitude?" Because I'm not going to fly. Seriously. Even if I'm standing and spotting someone, I'm not going to fly unless I know where everybody is in the air because I don't know about you, but me personally, it takes a lot for me to get these drones. I can't just go out and get a drone. Now, I'm insured. A couple of my drones are insured, but I don't know how I would respond if somebody hit me or I got taken out because they were flying randomly.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
especially you'd be really ticked if there was some guy comes over. Yeah, I just got this drone yesterday at Best Buy. Like what?
Exactly. Now, Roosevelt doesn't have this problem in Arkansas because that part of the world, he's free to go. But here
Yeah.
in New York, we chase ships under the Verrazano Bridge, and these ships go out along the northeast coast down to the
Right.
islands and stuff like
Right.
that. Now, here in Brooklyn, and other parts of New York and New Jersey and Staten Island, you have drone pilots catching this ship. Now we're flying with radios. On this side, we're doing maneuvers and stuff. And then you see other guys trying to catch the ship too who don't have radios.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up, Roosevelt? What's going on, man?
I mean,
Oh, not much. It's storming and thunder and lightning here. It's been like that for a few days.
Oh, so you haven't been able to fly.
Oh no, we had almost just about golf ball size hail this morning. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
been
Doesn't that mean
horrible.
tornadoes? I heard if
Well,
golf
yeah,
balls are run,
but we didn't have anything touch down. We had a few tornado warnings and some flash flood warnings, but nothing really touched down.
yeah.
see, y'all can keep that over there where y'all at. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Lens Capture, what's up, everyone? Thank you for popping into Sunday nights with those guys. We're trying to get this. What's basically happening is we're freelancing tonight. We don't have a whole bunch of topics. I mean, we do, but the main topic is flying your drone in New York City metropolitan area and not being able to. Now, I had said I was going to bring this up on my phone. I hope you guys can see it. I'm going to try and make it as bright as possible. But I took a picture of the areas where they expect us to fly here in the New York State area, okay? And where I live is the blue dot. I don't know if you can see that, but let me see if
Yep.
I can get it into focus. Where I
Yep.
live is this little blue dot
Yep.
down on the bottom here. It's hard to do this on camera. But all of that blue area and that red area was there, but you was able to fly in it. And now, if you're not a 107 licensed pilot, or you're running an Apple phone on your Phantom series drone, you may have an issue trying to fly in the metropolitan area. Justin and I were just on the beach an hour and a half before the show,
Yeah.
and his Phantom took off, but it had an altitude limitation of 192 feet, which was understandable because planes were taking off a mile and a half, 2 miles away from us.
Yeah.
But he reached the limit.
I had like
It's
a distance bubble. I don't know
yeah,
Ran
what.
a
into
distance
ran into
bubble.
a wall. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Now if you guys haven't looked at your DJI app lately, I suggest you do because I live we live near an international airport. Okay. And it used to be, like I mentioned, Paul and Roosevelt and everyone else, that you couldn't fly within the 5 mile radius. But from the 3 to 5 mile radius, you could, provided you called the airport. Okay. They've changed it up so that now
We don't
you
know
need
how.
authors. What's that, Justin?
I just said no. I said we don't know how this is being done because my phone is running a firmware from last summer in 2000. I mean, some I think June of 2017. Now
Right.
to the same area.
Well, did you guys not get the newest update where it
No,
asked you if you
no,
want to
no.
update the?
If you were next to me, I tell you to put your hand out so I could smack it. Stop that.
Well, I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. Maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe
I'm
they
going to
they
explain what's
automatically.
happening. What's happening here in New York is, and I can only speak for New York, but if you update to the latest software and you do that fly safe database,
Yeah.
you might as well take your drone
Back
like
it
these
up.
chips right here and toss them because you're not going to be able to fly.
Yep.
Okay, everyone is backdating now. Eventually, they're going to upgrade the software so that you can't backdate.
Yep.
Okay, but I have a version in my Phantom from 20 December 22nd, 2017. Okay, and where I used to be able to fly all up and down this beach, and I have 8 miles of beach here in Faraco. I can't even get off the freaking ground no more. But I pull out my Mavic Pro and I'm going.
Yep.
all because of
Well, see,
firmware,
I don't understand why they're doing it in New York and not in places like Philly and stuff. Because Mikey,
because they're
he's still
getting
able to
ready.
fly all
They're
around.
getting
Him
ready to,
and Billy and all them.
but they're getting Philadelphia is a drone friendly city. New York is getting ready. I don't quote me on this because I have to get information, but New York is already experimenting with drone highways. So
Yep.
before you can open up a new highway or road in your town, you need to get clearance to do it
Yep.
and test it out. Test out that road to make sure it doesn't interfere with airplane traffic or you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I,
eventually at some time and point you're not
that's
going to
what
be able to fly here.
that's
What were
what
you
I
saying,
heard.
Paul?
I heard also that some of the major states and major cities are lobbying really hard with the FAA to have a lot of input into FAA regulations and drone flying. Where
Okay, go ahead.
before before FAA was adamant, no, we have control of that. But now that's kind of starting to shift a little.
Because they're giving jurisdiction down to the local municipalities.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm sorry, guys, in the chat room, if we haven't seen what you were typing, we got to keep up with that. But lens capture says same thing. Age is definitely a reason. Oh, it brought a crystal sky. Oh, that's a different conversation. Oh, I also have an altitude restriction where I live too. Well, and lens capture also put Lance doesn't work well if you're 107. Well, that's not exactly true. Lance is designed for a 107 licensed pilot because the message that I got this week and this morning when I tried to fly my Phantom was saying you are in a no-fly zone. Okay, put in your country you live in and your phone number for authorization. I did that. All right. Then, because I'm not 107, a message came up over the screen that I could not take off of the screen unless I closed out everything that said, in order to fly in this no fly zone, and this is through the DJI app, I have a Phantom 4 Professional. We
Yep.
want your name, we want your address, we want
Yep.
your email, we want your proof of address, we
Yep.
want a second email, we want the
And
serial number. Hold on, we want the serial number off of your drone and your 107 information, which
and
means if you're
I I
huh?
talked to somebody that went through that process, and there was another step on his. They wanted a current credit card.
Yeah, yeah, try if you
That's
want
too
to.
much too much work to be trying to fly. I mean, they're
Do you
just trying to
really
make it
need
so
all that
difficult.
information if it's getting it through the app? I would assume it would get some information out of your drone.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
if you have to put in like your drone registration number, it should pull all that up.
okay, I understand them having the drone registration number. I understand them having email because they're making you responsible for that flight.
Yep.
And I'm cool with that and the whole nine, but DJI, you're doing it the wrong way. It's us, the prosumer, not the consumer, because
Yep.
consumers buy one drone here, they buy one, two drones there. I'm a prosumer.
Yep.
You, Paul, are a prosumer. You, Justin, are a prosumer. Okay. Anyone that has two drones or more is a prosumer. Okay. And they're basically saying right now, if you're not a licensed pilot, you can't fly in certain places. And if you want to fly, you need to become licensed. Well, not everybody may plan or want to be a professional drone pilot.
Yep.
I tell some people that I
True,
fly a
because not
drone and they
everyone
look at me and
is
say, "Oh,
into
you're playing with toys."
yeah, everyone's not deep into droning like we are. So it's just
That's the response I get around here. It's like, oh,
Oh,
you're
I'm
flying
sorry,
a
Lens
drone. Why
Capture.
are you playing with toys? You're too old to be playing with toys. I'm like, this is not a toy. Do you not understand that?
I'm sorry, Lens Capture. I said, I'm sorry, my bad, bro. I said that he had put it doesn't work well. He was saying it does. It does work well with Lance, but DJI, I need to find this chart. I forgot where I had it bookmarked, but there was a chart that said the number one selling drone, and I don't care what anyone says. And Paul Murray, we may become enemies at this point, but the chart was saying how DJI's number one selling drone is the Phantom series.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
and
yeah.
then the Mavic series.
Yep.
And then it trickles down to other types of
Yep.
drones. And the Matrice is the worst seller because it's so
Yep.
expensive, and so on and so on. But why are you going to doo-doo? And I'm mad at because I can't curse. Why are you going to defecate on your prosumers?
Yes,
we
exactly.
we've
Exactly.
made this company the way it is, and my issue is Lance does work through Kitty Hawk for 107 authorizations. It was working for non 107 up until a couple of weeks ago here in New York. There's Herman, Phantom Flight 101.
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
hey, how you doing?
What's up, dude?
You're late.
No, I'm here.
Well, Phantom Flight already let me know that he didn't want to discuss certain things about it on the live stream this week pertaining to flying in New York and stuff like that. But it's an issue that needs to be addressed, and I want to take a personal survey. If any one of you guys that are on a panel, or any one of you guys who are in the live chat and listening to the show, lurking in the backgrounds because you don't want us to see who you are, all right. And you know someone with a Phantom series drone, ask them, are they having problems taking off? And are they using an Apple phone? I can't even get the word out, Apple. And are they using Android?
And the
Okay.
other question I would have is, are they using a third-party app with their?
Oh, you mean like Lychee?
Yeah.
Like Lychee. Well, to make a long story short, from what I understand, we're having issues here in New York. And Phantom Flight 101 didn't want to talk about it, but we have to because I did find out I cannot take off in a no-fly zone of an airport. But if there are heliports around, I can get authorization to take off.
Yeah.
Well, lens capture, I have to agree with you a little bit. You're going to be forced to update your drones to the latest software.
Well, eventually you won't have to update your drone because as soon as you turn it on, it's going to do it automatically.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
that's the next thing.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Because it's so friggin' smart right now. As soon as you turn it on, it says you need to update. Do you want to update now? And they'll just bypass that. Do you wanna? It'll do it.
Yeah,
right,
in the background.
and they will find a way to ship it out in. Hey, what's up, John? Papito. John is we call him Loco Wing here in New
Think
York.
about it. I was able to fly my Phantom in the same area, no issue. Now that I fly it, it tells me I have to have authorization.
Yeah.
So something's happening in the background, even though you're saying I don't want to do this, it's going to do it anyway.
Well, I found out, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone on the panel or anyone in the chat room, but Justin and I were trying to figure out how the hell, if I have my app set not to update and I have my drone set not to update, how are they issuing these new no-fly zones and stuff? And it came to me in a few seconds. I never thought about it. When you turn your drone on, she connects to a satellite, doesn't she?
Yep. Yep.
That satellite has the updated information,
Yep. Yep.
and that's what's going on, and that's what's causing the issue. But if you guys can keep it going and give me a second, I need to step away for a minute, so I'm actually going to mute my mic as well.
Okay.
Okay. And put this up here so you guys can't see me, but you can't hear it either, correct?
Nope.
Okay, good. I'll be right back.
So Herman, what's going on?
Same old thing, same old thing. Yeah, I was just running a little late. I had some family issues I was taking care of. You know,
We understand. We won't hold it against you.
I don't care if you do.
All good, all good.
I mean, I haven't experienced these things that Lawrence is talking about with my drone. My drone has another issue altogether, that it is actually broken. No matter what software it's on, it's just not gonna connect to satellites.
Yeah.
But I can fly anywhere.
Yeah, that's what's on the screen. And
I have no problem.
What is your are your He unmuted himself.
Lawrence, dude.
Who's got all that noise in the back?
I think you put the screensaver on.
That's exactly what he did.
Now he unmuted. He muted himself now. So what is the problem with your Phantom? Are the antennas broken or?
Well, I wouldn't know. I have to send it back to DJI.
It just happened all of a sudden. You were flying and then you were like, oh, I don't have any.
When I was filming the last video that I put out, a lot of that was shot in ADI mode. It was just that, it cannot connect to satellites.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, there's got to be a fundamental reason that we're all missing without thinking anything bad about what's going on. But it just seems like if we start connecting the dots, it's leading us somewhere.
Well, what I do know is that your device with the app on it, see, DJI sends out updates to the app.
Yep.
The app is what tells your drone that it needs a firmware update. So if your app cannot update, it cannot tell your drone that it needs a firmware update.
Well, basically, all you have to do to fix that problem is just turn off your cellular. Yeah, turn your cellular off, and it won't.
No, what you do is you stop your device from auto updating.
Well, yeah, you can do that too.
I had no problems with it. The drone just broke. And no matter what firmware I put on it, it's the same issue.
So you've uninstalled and reinstalled.
I've done 3 different versions of the firmware, and same thing.
Well, I mean, if you're a great pilot, I wouldn't worry about it. Just be careful.
There's only one problem is when it's windy. She's very hard to control. When guys complained about flyaways, that's what I believe was happening to people. The drone was going into ADI mode, and they weren't skilled enough to bring it back.
Yeah, you got to react pretty fast, You
got to fight against the wind with it.
Yep.
But Herman, so you remember when we was at Roosevelt Island, and you saw how my drone was bugging out?
Yeah.
I flew it today. It was fine. So I don't know. It's like it's like Jekyll and Hyde. One day it wants to be good, and the next day it's like, oh, I don't want to fly. And today it was fine. I didn't have.
What was it doing out at Roosevelt Island, Justin?
Huh?
What was it doing out at Roosevelt Island?
If I flew 50 feet away from me, my screen would go blank, and it would go into almost like return to home. It would just glitch out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah, you were going into return to home a couple 100 feet away, just maybe like 200, 150 feet.
Hey, Novice, your microphone's muted just in case you didn't know it.
Lawrence doesn't know.
Is the speaker muted too?
Okay, all right. All right, there we go.
He's like, no one's listening to us.
Is the speakers muted too?
I don't know. No,
he was like, oh my God, I can't figure this out.
I could hear you guys, and I was talking I'm like, wait a minute. I know they're not ignoring me.
I'm muting everything again. Let's see.
Oh, that's the joke. That's the joke now. Someone steps away and they come back muted.
Yeah.
I don't know. What'd you do?
I muted OBS.
Okay, mute it again and see if we're paying attention to you.
Well, here's what happened. I'll explain it. Okay, what happened is you muted the OBS and it changed to a different thing playing, and that came back on not muted. And we were watching the boat going down the river with the music and everything behind.
You had sound?
Yeah, we had sound for a minute there.
I've freaking with you for weeks, man.
Yeah.
And now I put it on thinking that there was no sound and you'd have a nice picture to look at. And I'm so sorry.
So now you know you gotta mute yourself to get the sound of the video.
And I didn't mean any disrespect. I muted you.
Okay.
I thought you would
Okay,
come back and see the mute thing up there. I didn't know.
dude. I fly drones for a living. I only see what I want to see. Okay, but that's good to know. I have to be muted for you guys to hear. All right,
Yeah.
for future reference, we'll use that. But old guy in the drone says hello, Phantom Flight 101.
Yeah, I saw that. I said hello.
And guys, please support each other. That is so important to us. But
And hit
getting
the
back, what were you guys talking about?
You.
like.
Okay, never mind.
No,
Never
we were
mind.
just talking about the same issues that guys are talking about, and I explained to them that I don't have any problems with taking off. My problem is that my drone don't like satellites.
So have you tried it, Herman, with the I know you've got the Phantom 4 and then I guess that's the 3 behind you.
Yeah, well, both
Have
of them.
you tried the 3? Does it have any issues or
Hold on. Because Phantom Flight 101 and I'm blowing him up now, but we were supposed to go flying this morning, and I knew he was having an issue with his Phantom 4, and he was like, well, I can't fly today. So me, knowing he has a second drone, says, well, what about the P3? Oh no, I'm not gonna fly that, man. Let's listen here, this
come
guy.
on, man, you can't drop the P3.
I'm going to tell you why I dropped the P3, and Paul Moore, we spoke about this. The P3 is a nice drone. The P3 stand is a nice drone, but for New York City, it's trash. You're not going to get more than across a baseball field with that thing with all of the Wi-Fi connections out here.
Yeah. Well, you're 100% right, because that's the reason I sold both of my Inspire ones, because they were using Lightbridge, and we get a lot of that same kind of interference here.
But where are you that you know what? The only way that I could see you getting interference, Paul, is those ships that you record, their radio is pretty much on the ham radio spectrum.
We'll
And when
see,
they
but
press the mic, it's like an airplane flying over. You remember the old TVs when a plane
yep,
flew over, you'd hear the
yep,
guy key up the mic coming in
yep.
at 240 feet, you know.
Well,
That's what I believe.
the only thing that I would tell you is I'm right on the American-Canadian border, and we have bridges that you might see them in my when you see the ships go that connect the U.S. and Canada, and it's the third major crossing for traffic between the United States and Canada. And
Okay.
there's Border Patrol, there's Coast Guard, there's everybody all up and down there with all kinds of radar and everything else going on.
All right, because I was trying to figure out where you were. I'm like, he's flying over water. How the hell does he have interference? But then a friend of mine pointed out the radios and satellite and radar that those ships have,
Yeah,
you should be able to see from space.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I need to point out one thing. Hold on, one thing. Val's Life is coming on after us at 7 p.m.
Yep.
Please check out the show. We jumped to her show. When I say we, I mean usually mean you guys, because I'm so hungry by the time the show is over. I'm in there, you know. So please check out Val's Life after she's actually driving home now. Val, do not get into an accident. And I hope you're listening to the show and not looking at it while you're
Yeah.
driving.
Paul,
Yes, sir.
this is the only way I can fly that P3 standard.
Oh my gosh.
This
You
is
gotta
the
talk.
only way.
That,
I did a
that, looks
couple
like,
videos.
that looks like a rig for Back to the Future.
I did a couple of videos using this, and I was able to get that thing over a mile away.
Yeah,
Wow.
that looks
Here in
like
the
something
city,
you,
without it, I can't even get across a baseball field.
Wow.
that looks like something you would use with the GoPro camera.
Lens capture. Tom says that
A
they
little
were.
bit more than that.
He says they were having a lot of interference over at Bush Terminal today, and that's what OcuSync too. New York is tough. I
Yep.
agree, but they will not keep us from flying here in New York. You know why?
They will not keep the man down.
Because when I can't fly a camera drone, this isn't affected by GPS. Even though Phantom Flight 101 says a policeman can just key up his mic and it'll drop from the sky.
That's true.
Well, the other thing that's scary,
out of the sky.
the other thing that's scary is you've seen those big rifles they have to shoot the frequency at the drone. They're going to keep minimizing, getting smaller. It's going to be like a handgun. They're just going to boom, you know.
Well, they've already started mounting them at like stadiums and stuff, and they automatically turn around if they sense a drone coming or something. They automatically shoot it, and it's gone.
Hey, what's up, Drone Obsessed Jerry, and welcome. I'm sorry if I have not seen you guys in here.
Hey, Jerry.
For some reason, hosting. Excuse me. Maybe I'm not as large as Roger and some other channels, but I can only see the guys chatting in the chat room. Maybe you guys can see everyone else that's in here. I'm having issues.
What happened?
I have the stream pulled up on my phone so I can see the chat.
Oh, smart move. See, Roosevelt, you learn something new every day. I will not have any Arkansas jokes today, just for that little tip.
What's up, Asgard?
Asgard was here since the beginning. Flight Fanatics, James
been under
Earl.
the weather. Hugh's been under the weather. He's not been feeling well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Hugh. I hope you get better, buddy.
I heard you the other day, Paul. I didn't know it was you.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what. I'm still battling it. I'm taking that Z-Pack. I'm on the third day of the Z-Pack. And, oh, man, for a while there, I thought it was Elizabeth, the big one's coming, So,
Hey, don't joke about that. That shit is real.
You got to sweat it out.
Paul,
yeah.
Paul, if you sweat it out, you'll feel better in a couple of days. Herman, Phantom Flight 101 put me onto it. Damn, I don't have any more. But the Energy C packs, vitamin packs? You get about a handful of those and take one in the morning, one during lunch, and drink one at night for about 2 days, and that'll knock it the hell right out. But you got to sweat it out, though, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
just take your drone out Paul, over the water, and just fly out until you've got like 30% battery. That'll get you
that like button.
That might get his pressure up.
Yeah, but I am doing better than I was because when it first hit me, here's what happened. You guys, I'll make the story quick, but I go to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. I sit down, and all of a sudden, the gal is cleaning my teeth, the dental hygienist. All of a sudden, we hear a car alarm going, bah, 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 bah. It's going on and on and on. She walks around the corner, looks out the window, says, "There's a poor lady out there. She can't get it to stop, and she's got the dog locked in the car." So she says, "I'm going to have to go out and help her." So I hear the door open, and I hear her go out. She comes back in, and she says, "Yeah," she says, "I had to play with her key fob and do this, do that, whatever, and I got it fixed." She goes back to work on me. She never changed her gloves.
Oh, ew.
I would have told her, first of all, hold on. Are you going to change those gloves?
Did she pet the dog?
I didn't think about it until after, because that night, all of a sudden, I started to get a real sore part in the back of
my God, I hate when that happens. I know when I get a sore throat at night when I'm going to sleep, the next morning is going to be hell.
Yep. And so I was sitting there in the chair, and the sore throat was starting, and I'm thinking, you usually always can hear the gloves snapping off and the glove slaps snapping on.
Yeah.
Never happened. It never happened. And she was playing around with the key fob.
Wow. That's really, really scary, Paul, because to be honest, if she had put her hands near me, I might have punched her. I'm sorry, but there are just certain things that cause an involuntary reflex.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Well, don't even talk about it. Hey, Mods and Hobbs. Hey, what's up, Dr. Drone? And good morning, because he's waking up in Indonesia. And it's actually 5:54 a.m. in Indonesia, but we appreciate you coming in. Philly Drone Life, dude. hold on a second, guys. Philly Drone Life. I need to contact you, man, because we wanted to have you on here very, very soon.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
actually wanted to come out to your block very, very soon.
Yeah, that too. When we visit Philly this time, don't worry, we won't have Billy Kyle with us. We won't have anyone famous with us. It'll
Why
just
not?
be those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Michael
we
said he
definitely
was waiting. He was waiting. Michael told me he was waiting for you guys to come back.
Yeah, we gotta go back there.
And he goes, "What the hell is this guy doing on these guys' show?" And we have a name for you. Phantom Flight Herman came up with a name for you, Philly Drone Life, because he was saying that we have those guys. So he was like, I should come up with that guy. So Herman said, "What was it, Herman? You were saying that he should be?"
It was that guy.
Yeah, yeah. So Philly Drone Life, you could be that guy.
Yeah. There you go. Well, you know, I was on a live stream with him this morning, and it hit me right out of the blue. You guys might remember Jerry Lewis. He's like a Philadelphia version of Jerry Lewis.
He is. He is.
Yep.
I agree with you on that. Oh, the old guy in a drone went Brooklyn on us. He's like, "You guys."
Use guys.
Use guys. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
But Philly Drone Life, you need to find out a way to get me your email, brother, so we can have you on those guys. I mean, Paul came in and I just hit him and he joined in on us. But we need to have you in here. Your personality is deserving to become one of those guys.
Exactly. Philly would be perfect with you guys on here because he is just a wild man.
Okay. Wait. What happened? It was there. I had his email. Oh, there. Okay. I'm copying it. And now you can delete it or hide it because I don't want your email going around on the internet. You guys talk. If you want to pop in now, Philly Drone Life, I'm put in a 1 and I'll send you an email. If not, I will add you to the list and we can have you on next weekend.
Let's see how many people in the chat.
So everyone support each other.
Yeah, don't forget
Paul, here's
here's
a question for you. And I've been dying to ask you this, and I didn't want to do it on the Canadian Drone Hub because it might have caused controversy. And I have nothing personal against this particular drone, but why the hell do y'all talk about the DJI Spark so much?
I had a Spark, and it's a nice little beginner drone, but it's not, you know, right now I have the Mavic 2 Zoom and I have the 2 Enterprises, the Duo and the regular Enterprise. And
wait a minute.
And the reason,
Philly Drone Life, ignore that email. I just sent you your own email.
The reason that I've switched from I had the big Inspires, the Inspire 1, the Inspire 2. Before that, I had a great big hexacopter, octocopter, you know, all the big ones. But I'm not a fixer. Some guys like to fix. I like to fly. So the more hard they are, it's just like I was getting frustration. My frustration level just isn't there, you know.
Okay, understandable. But it's just that I hear and keep in mind I started out with a 3DR Solo. That was my first real drone that went over a mile. Okay, and that was Wi-Fi technology.
Hold on a second. I want to ask God's statement there, and that's like downplaying the iPhone.
Well, what's the issue with the Spark for you, Novice? I mean, what's your problem with it?
That drone was designed for women. All right? I'm going to be honest with you. That drone was designed to bring women into the drone world, and it was all cutesy, and that's why they came out with the yellow colors and the blues and the pinks. And then I see these big, brawly men flying.
That's what I thought it was marketed towards women and children as the little selfie drone.
Yep.
See, you guys don't have me yank out my headphone. You done got me all riled up now. I have nothing against I thanks, Val. I'm glad you made it home safe. I have nothing, I swear, against the Spark drone itself. I have nothing against Wi-Fi drones, but that drone was marketed towards women,
Yep.
and it was a fail.
Val's like, no.
Hold on, my wife just said she sounds offended. You guys carry this on.
Okay.
Hold on. What?
Val does too.
Offended.
Val, I love you, Val. I have nothing personal. Seriously, the Spark is a great drone, but it was geared towards women, and it
I
was
want to know what
DJI's.
I was going to take that drone out over the water.
I've taken it out over the water.
No, not you. I'm talking about Val. She said she was
Oh.
afraid to fly over the water.
Val, you come to New
very
York, you'll be flying over the water more than land because you have a choice: water, open space, or land where there's buildings.
Yep.
Harder to hit a building over water.
So I'm gonna add to this and say that everyone that I knew that had a spark that flew over water, they ended up in the water.
Yeah.
Well, not true
Mine,
because we had
mine.
Big
All the
John.
times that I flew over water, I have never had a crash or anything. Now I just sold my Spark just because I got the Air now. But I'm gonna post a link to 2 of my videos, and you tell me what you think of them.
Okay, you can do that. The Flight Fanatics CEO says bail money fundraiser. Let's stop it. But I can be honest. There's a guy. I don't know if he's still in the group. Big John. He was the first guy here in New York. I swear, man. This dude flew this Spark. DJI should have pinned a medal on him and called him General because he was flying this Spark a mile and a half, 2 miles. I had no idea that thing could go that damn far. When
Yeah, it can.
when it came back, that battery must have been so freaking hot, yo. But he was the first guy that showed me you could fly the hell out of a Spark. And I'm gonna be honest, to fly something. Hold on, I have it here.
Problem with
Size of this case.
that going so far is the transmission back to the controller for
Yeah,
your video signal. It's Wi-Fi.
I honestly believe John's
Not again.
Spark. I honestly believe John's Spark was modded or something because I've never seen anyone else fly their Spark 2 miles and
Not,
back.
I will never do another Wi-Fi bird again.
No, Orlando Ojeda says he did a 5.4 mile trip over water today. Orlando, I remember when you joined the NYC 5 Borough Drone Meetup, bro. I remember, and like most people, flying at Roosevelt and Paul, they come to our group and they're like, "Well, this is my first time flying my drone," and we're like, "Well, okay, come over here and hang out. By the time we're done with you, you'll be flying out over the water that way." And they would be, "No, I'm okay, I'm cool," and they would take their drone up. And they would go, "Hey, there's Philly Drone Life."
It's
and
this guy. Here I am. It's that guy or this guy.
That guy
What's
just
up, man?
joined. Hold on. That guy just joined Sunday nights with those guys. Now, Paul Mary, hold on. Paul Mary, you already know Roosevelt and Philly Drone Life. We have to get this recorded because I'm going to do a montage of all the shows of everyone saying this. So we're going to get it out the system now. And we usually go Sunday nights is sponsored by, and I go like this, and everyone says those guys. So
Those guys. Gotcha.
and we're going to get it before we end the show.
Okay.
We'll do a montage doing it.
Awesome.
Sunday nights is sponsored by
With those guys.
Those guys.
Hold on.
Always right.
Wait, are we supposed to do it all at once?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell are we going to time that?
You know, this is like Looney Tunes, man.
You never get it right in the videos.
Hey,
Take two.
Okay, here we go. All right,
kind of like, okay, go ahead.
Paul, shush!
here we go. We're gonna get it right this time. Sunday nights with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys.
Those guys.
There we go. We got it. Let's probably do it one more time.
Now all I gotta do is get you to be able to get it when we do the videos.
Okay.
Oh, now you got jokes, right? You know what? You know what's wrong? Phantom Flight 101 is very spontaneous. If you see the video where we're at Bridge Park and I'm going, well, we're walking under the bridge and we have this show on Sunday, and he goes, "That's right, we're sponsored." And if you look at me, my eyes,
I love him.
yo, go back to that video and look at my eyes because he goes, "Sponsored by those guys," over my shoulder. And I look up, like, God, there you go.
Dude, you're a natural 101. You are a natural in the freaking camera, bro. You're a bigger hand than me, man. You're like, yo, give me that camera. Yo, and anyway, so here we go. If you want to come join us, let's go. I'm going to go over the bridge right now, guys. Woo! Here we go. Your boy's behind you going, what the frig is he doing?
Is this guy on crack or what?
Like, come take it down a notch. He's like, and then you can see you start to laugh, Novice. You're like, okay, he's got me.
Because I didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Novice was going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this very professionally.
Right.
So we're going to be on stuff. And then here comes one-on-one. Hey, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from New York. And Lawrence, you might remember this. I don't know if Justin remembers it. But we had this guy, Crazy Eddie, these commercials for this electronics store.
Yes, Crazy Eddie.
On there, throwing his hands and talking real fast and screaming real loud. You didn't even know what the hell he was selling.
Right. You're
but
right
he had everything. It had to go. It just
had to go.
Actually, if you guys can keep talking, I'm going to look for that Crazy Eddie commercial. And
is that who it is? Crazy Eddie. I remember Crazy Eddie.
Right. Everything must go.
It's got to go now.
That's how he was.
Let me tell you something. 101. I'm so envious of you guys. Because whenever you do a video, you and your boy, and you look so bonded, man. And for me, like when I fly, it's a solitary thing. I'm usually always myself, and I'll tell you, there's nothing like flying with a buddy. And not only that, but just putting together a show with a close friend and somebody you could really connect to. Two heads are always better than one. 4 eyes, 4 arms. You always feel bigger and better when you got your boy next to you. And you're a big city man. I'm from a city, so you learned that's how you stay alive with your boys. And so it's so cool. I'm so envious when I see you guys, doing your video and use it together. So God bless you. Kudos that you stay together.
I appreciate it, and we appreciate it ever so much, bro, because I'm going to tell you right now, it just started out with us doing a live stream to show that you can fly here in New York. But because DJI is throwing a wrench in the works, it wind up turning into something else. But hopefully someone had asked us, where do we plan on going with this live stream? And I'm going to be honest. I'm not trying to be Casey Neistat. I'm not even trying to be Casey Neistat's little brother. All right? I'm just trying to make it known that the myths you hear about the state of New York City, the state of New York and the New York City metropolitan area, unless you see it on for real in life, most of that stuff is staged to make news.
Yeah.
All right.
Here in Philly.
All right. It's true. You go on a subway, you will smell piss.
Right.
There are just certain things. Like you eat a hot dog from a New York hot dog vendor, you will get the runs.
Right.
But everyone comes to New York and wants to
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that either. I had plenty of hot dogs there, brother, that went down just fine.
All right, I'm stretching
it. What I like about the hot dogs is depending on how close you get to Central Park, they go up by $1.
But okay, I'm stretching it a little bit, but you get my point, though.
I do.
You get my point.
It's the same thing in Philly, Well, it's kind of the opposite way in Philly because everybody speaks about Philly being the city of brotherly love, and I don't quite see it that way. If you turn your back in the city of Philly, you're getting robbed. You know, somebody's coming up on you. You know, so it's not the city of brotherly love. You better keep your eyes open.
Michael, didn't you get pinned up against the wall recently by somebody on the street?
Dude, I'm telling you, when I fly, I put myself in North Philadelphia, so it's the worst place in the city, and I do it at 5 a.m. in the morning or at midnight. So the only people out at that time are people walking the streets, roaming the streets. It's not your working guy. It's somebody on drugs or, you know, somebody that's not doing the right thing most of the time. So I was out at 5 a.m. Yeah, I was out at 5 a.m. and I was doing a flight, and sure enough, man, this guy walks by me and he looks at me. Now here I am, 5 a.m. in the middle of North Philly, pitch black out, and I got this big device with the iPad, and I'm staring up at this another expensive looking device, and he checks me out and he walks, and then I see him walk by me again, gets a little closer. So then he goes by me again. I go, okay, so now that's not a coincidence. That's 3 freaking times he's checked me out. So I got my bird in the sky. I'm all hooked up. So I had to put my back up against the wall so I can see. Just, you know, I didn't know what was coming. I at least have him in front of me.
I heard you almost got mugged trying to fly a drone, dude.
You know what? I can tell you a funny story about Philly. I was when I was in school, I had gotten accepted to Temple.
Oh, awesome!
And I had a visit to go out there. So I go out there to visit. I took the train from here, New York, out there, and as I'm coming out the doors of the train station onto the street, some guy blows by me, and the lady comes running around the corner shortly afterwards. He stole my earrings.
Yes,
he stole my earrings.
Dude, it's constant, man. I'm telling you, it's got. I mean, and basically, what it's just the drugs, guys. The crack, and I was telling Paul this. You know, I'm 52 years old, so I grew up in all the drug days, and it really, even with the dope and the coke, it was never that bad. But now with the crack, for some reason, these cats are willing to do anything for that $5.
Hey, Philly Drone Life.
Yeah.
Philly Drone Life. What's your name?
I'm Michael.
Okay, Michael. I'm going to say this, and this is for real. I've grown up, and I've been born and raised in the state of New York. And I'm going to say the first time I was ever scared in a city was in Philly. We were there flying with Billy Kyle and some guys, right?
Oh, no.
No, hold on. We were flying, right?
Billy Kyle. Oh, you had to bring up his name, right?
But hold on. Justin's laughing because we had to go to the bathroom, and there aren't a bunch of public bathrooms in Philadelphia. In fact, if you're flying after a certain time and you're not in a restaurant, you're on your own. But to make a long story short, Justin had went over to go use the bathroom. Right now, he had found out there's a sub. You would tell him, Justin, and I'll go into detail when he finishes.
Yeah,
Justin came up missing.
Nah. Yo, Just, come on.
We were by Love Park, and there was a 7-Eleven on a corner, and I go there, and I was like, 7-Eleven gotta have a bathroom. I was like, where's your bathroom? It's like, oh, we don't have a bathroom here. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, so I was like, so where's the closest bathroom around here? He's like, oh, you gotta go on a train station.
Oh, God.
I go into the train station, and I'm like, wow, I was scared for my life. And I'm like, New York has nothing on Philly. Philly is scary. And I'm like, it was literally lined up on the floor. There's like a trail.
Now hold on. The point I'm trying to get at is I had to pee really bad. And Justin was like, well, I went over to 7-Eleven and I had to go into the subway. And I had never seen this expression on Justin, and I've known him for about a year and a half. He's like, well, I had to go down in the subway. Oh my goodness. There was so many homeless down there. And I was like, you know what? I'll wait. I'll hold it.
You know what? I'm so bad about it. You guys got to go to a train. Well, they're cleaning them up a lot here in the city.
Yeah, they are.
I've gone to a train station bathroom here in New York, and I'm sorry, but I picked the wrong bathroom. That was the guy's house. I didn't mean to just walk in his house like that, but that was his house.
No.
He was in the middle of his shower at the sink.
Well, I could top that because when I went to Philly, there was
point the mic at you, Justin. You're a little low, Justin.
Oh, sorry, the math.
What were you saying?
No, when I went to the bathroom in Philly, there was about 3 to 5 guys basically taking a bath.
Yeah.
And cans stacked up of all the cans they collected, all the food and everything. And I'm just naked. I'm like, oh my God, why am I so scared? I was like, I was really scared. I was like, everyone complains about New York. I'm like, well, spend a day in Philly train station, you'll think different.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. What's the key to getting to survive in Philadelphia is to be crazier than the crazy. That's all you got to do. If you're alone 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, start talking to yourself. Just start pounding. Hey, you mother effer! Woo! Start singing, and they look at you and just go, "Okay, I'm going to move on. I'll go to the next guy. This guy's out of his freaking mind."
Now, I don't want, Mike. I don't want people who have not been to the city of Philadelphia to get the wrong expression, the wrong impression, because I can tell you right now, that was the only city I went to where I could pull out my drone anywhere and go fly, and people were so drone friendly.
Yes. Oh my God, dude!
But hold on, Mike. Underground, yo, it's raw down there.
Yeah, it's raw. Yeah, and as far as the bathroom, guys, when you live in Philly, and I hate to say this, I don't mean to be piggish, but if you got to go to the bathroom in Philly, just find a place outside, man. That's how we do it in Philly. I mean, no lie, guys. Even number 2, I'm dead serious, man. That's how we do it in Philly. You just find a tree.
I mean,
just be a dog, man.
To do that a lot here.
But see, what's funny is coming from New York, you don't expect stuff like that. Like here in New York, you could get tased for peeing on the street.
Yeah.
Right? But in Philly, we were flying. The second time we went back to Philly, it was a group of us, right? And I was like, oh shit, here come the cops. Damn, I cursed. Oh wow, here come the cops, right? And they rode by on their bicycles, and I was like, how you doing, officer? And he's like, hey, how you doing?
Cool as can be.
I'm not used to that.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something, Novice. I fly in Center City, and it's not like New York, guys. I mean, you would think that they would look at you. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. You're staring up at these buildings, and you look shady. That somebody would expect something, but no, I'm parked right in front of a cop. I got out and said, hey, officer, listen, I'm just going to send my drone over the city, take some pictures. And, oh, get out. Really? How far could you send that thing? Oh, I'm going to be out about a mile. Oh, cool, man. Get out of here. How much did you pay for that?
Yeah,
But
What'd you say, Roosevelt?
Well, maybe it's so tight in New York because, you guys are. You guys had 9/11, it's ground zero.
Well, that's the only reason. You're right.
Yeah.
We get the same response from some of the police out here that he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. And
it's all about how you handle yourself, because if you're all, I mean, if you're just kind, you're generous, you talk about it, you don't look so like you're up to no good, you'd be surprised, man. People just run with how you feel. It's attractive. If you show love, acceptance, fun, hey, I'm just out to have fun, it kind of spreads. It really is.
Until you run into that one Barney fight.
Then you got to move along. Yeah, you move along. And they're everywhere.
Hey, Paul, you are 100% right, because Herman was with me one time in a park, and I had told this story once before, but the Parks Department, now she wasn't a supervisor. Supervisors wear white shirts, and they have that polished brass badge or whatever. She had a green shirt on. She was a local.
Oh, was it she?
Trying to impress the person that was in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
so she pulls up in her car. Oh, you know, there's no drone flying here. And Phantom Flight 101, Herman goes, I first tell her, I've been teaching people how to fly in this park for 2-3 years. I've never had anyone tell me that, even though I did have a supervisor. I was trying to see how much she knew. And when Herman said, well, how long has that law been in effect? She told Herman, oh my God, she told Herman, since drones been out. And Herman and I looked at each other like, are you serious? She just actually said that? And it's just so misconstrued that you can't fly in New York. And the ones that are trying to enforce the law, they don't know the law.
Correct.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about. And what I love about Philadelphia, and keep in mind, Herman told you when you first got in here, Mike, we're coming down there.
I can't wait, guys. I'm dying to fly with you guys. I'm kind of insulted that you chose Billy Kyle. Are you crazy? Billy Kyle? Dude, he's not from Philly. I don't care what he says. Get on here, Bill. You're not from Philly. You're not a Philly man. I'm Philly. I love you, Bill.
Stop, man. I almost with tears laughing, man.
Hey, you know, you got to pee in the streets to be from Philly. You got to poop in the streets to be from Philly. That's what we do in Philly.
You know, that you grew up around an era with all the crazy drugs and stuff like that.
Oh my God!
And you know, seriously,
yes.
So did some of us, and I've seen some things, and I'm glad those days are over.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, I've been in those things, and I'm glad them days are over. Trust me, my friend.
Listen, hold on, guys. I need to take a break real quick. It's 6:21. We forgot to mention a few things. We forgot to shout out everyone. Everyone in the chat room, press a 1. So if someone who's here doesn't have you, they can add you or support you. Val's Life is coming on at 7 p.m. after us, immediately after our show. And Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those Guys.
We're going to do it, and we're going to keep doing it. I will have a montage at some time and point. Please support each other, guys.
Hey, Val, put up that link for your show.
Yes, Val, we are giving you. Val is one of those guys, Philly. Mike.
Gotcha. Okay.
Val is one of those guys, and this is rare. But where are you, Philly Drone Life? I don't see you in the chat room. I'm trying to give you a wrench, dude. You're not helping me here.
Michael, say hello.
Hello, how you doing? How's everybody?
Type it in, Michael. Type it in.
I got it. I thought. Okay, give me a minute there, bully. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put some smiley faces.
Mike, before I even flew with Billy Kyle, I was trying to get to come to Philly because I had checked out your channel, and it was really, really. I like the fact that you're a morning person. Okay.
Yes.
First of all, I get up every day, whether I'm drinking, working, whatever, partying, doing nothing. Okay. Sitting on the couch, holding myself like Al Bundy. Right. I get up every day, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning.
Same here. Yeah, I go to meetings, AA and NA meetings 3 times a week, and they're first thing in the morning. That's why I'm always streaming on a Tuesday and a Friday. I go to a meeting at 6 a.m. in Center City, so that's what brings me up there. I'm not actually that crazy to where I'm riding to Center City at 5 a.m. I'm already up there, so hey, bring the drone, go flying. But so you're a morning person, gotcha.
But I'm 100% glad that you are sober, because when I first checked out your channel, I said, this guy's hot.
Well, you know what? It's funny about that. I saw you take off one place in a video, and I think I might have mentioned it to you, Lawrence, that this guy takes off on the same block that where Rocky used to live in the movie.
Yeah. I actually live right down the street from where that parking lot that he walks through when he screams up to the priest, "Yo, say a prayer for me." It's right. I circle the church. That's the church I was an altar boy at. That's the parking lot that he was in. I live right there.
Right. I can't miss the thing, man.
Yeah, I live right. You got it, man. That's actually the place. I'm right there. And yeah, when I take off, guys, I take off from my street. I live in a row street. So I'm there's only 15, 20 feet of a row of houses, and then a car drives down the center. And then in between that, you got wires, you got overhangs. So I have to thread a freaking needle. Excuse me, I got to thread a needle.
Mike,
yeah.
One time you were landing and the wire just went like this past the camera.
Yes, yes.
Like, yo, he's got skills.
Yeah.
The average person would not take off in certain areas where you take off at.
Well,
and
there's a story behind that. Let me tell you so that people understand. Because I do look careless, and I need to let everyone know, guys. I have, Billy Kyle did a video one time, and this is what I have. He was bragging about I got this flight time, and I do this. Guys, I got over 900 flights. I got over 200 hours in the air. That's my air time. That's not just turning the drone on. In the air, over 200 hours. I'm a level 43 in the app, in the Go4 app. So basically, I don't say that to say I'm great. I say it to say
I've never checked that before. I'm gonna have to check that.
I fly a lot. When you fly a lot, you learn some stuff by accident.
Let me explain something. At level 43, you're almost like Jedi.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah.
There's only one guy I know that has more flight time than you, and it's only because he's been flying Phantom since the Phantom 2. Okay.
Oh, God! Yeah. See now, this is all done in 2 years, guys. Less than 2 years.
I'm at level 23.
23, yeah.
Right.
How do you check the levels? I can't find mine.
Just go in the app. It tells you right there in the app. When you go to the first little, if you go down to the bottom, the first thing.
Question for you. Mike, I got a question for you real quick because I see you're live. You're using your phone, and
I had to walk into the yard.
When we go to Philly, I want to be able to go live with those guys and show, we're here with Mike, etc. You're not you down to get that thing out in. You clicked on the link and there was no problem.
Hold on, I'm sorry. We got freaking planes in the sky here, guys.
I hear it.
1 second. I have my mom walking in, so I ran into the yard so that you don't these guys don't all have chaos.
No, the question was, you're using Hangouts now. You clicked on the link and Hangouts opened up and there was no issue, correct?
Perfect.
And the reason I'm asking is because when we come to Philly to fly with you, I want to be able to go live with those guys and say, we finally met them.
Oh, yeah, we could do it. We could do it, guys. I mean, let me tell you another thing, guys. The internet in Philly is amazing, man. I never drop a stream. I mean, even on cellular device, no matter where I'm at in Philly, it's beautiful. I mean, all the video you guys see that I put up, and I think I've told you this before, none of it, not 1 second of it.
One glitch. Not one glitch.
It's all and it's all cache video. There's not one iota has ever been uploaded to a computer, on an SD card. Not one iota. It's all cache video.
I only have one question for you, and I'm going to ask you this because when we come to Philly,
yes,
I don't have a whole lot of money, but I want to know where we can get something to eat. I don't want to come to Philly and fly with you and then head back. I want to come, fly, we maybe hang out, go get something to eat. And I'm not talking any place fancy, but I do like Philly steaks, and I need some more spots to go to.
Well, then that's easy. That's really easy. First of all, everybody's going to tell you, Pat's and Geno's. Let me stay the frick away from
Hold on.
Stay away from Pat's and Geno's, man.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because we met a security guard at the Rocky Museum. He runs up the stairs and and she told us Pat's and Geno's isn't a real Philly cheesesteak. That's for the tourists. She said you got to go into the hood And it sounds like you live in the hood. I want a real Philly cheesesteak where I could put some hot sauce on it and my eyes roll up in my head like a shark biting a seal.
Well, I don't really eat from places like that, and the reason is, guys, is I'm also a food addict, so I'm recovering from a food addiction too, man.
Okay, well, I have no problem eating a Philly cheesesteak in front of you.
No.
he will drool a little bit.
What did you say, Paul?
Excuse me, guys. 1 second. I'm sorry.
What did you say, Paul?
I said he will drool a little bit, but he doesn't have a problem because I sit here and eat donuts in front of him and all kinds.
By the way, Paul, I've made you an mod on here, and I'm gonna let you get away with it because this is your first time. But I'm highly insulted you're not eating cakes or something on our live stream like you do Rogers.
Well, because I didn't want to insult you by walking to go get some. You know,
where's the brownies?
Are you okay, Roosevelt? Because it looks like you're having a fight with your computer.
No, I was getting the Mavic out.
Are you planning on going flying now, man, or what?
Oh no, it's still storming out there. I'm just looking to see if I had this video on.
Okay, here's a question. Here's a question for everybody on the panel and everyone in the chat room. Is it me personally? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I know Phantom Flight 101 does this, but I don't know about the rest of you guys.
It wasn't me.
Do you guys have your drone in the same room where you sleep?
No, I just had. I mean, I leave it anywhere, just wherever I leave the case.
Oh hell no!
Like I've left it in the car. I left it in the car for like 3 days.
That's my son.
Now see, hold on, Roosevelt, hold on, Fly Natural. This is 2 times that if I was near you, I'd make you stick your hand out and I'd smack it. Leave your drone in the car, man.
Don't leave your drone in the car.
Well, you have to remember where I live. I don't live anywhere where there's severe crime.
No, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you the perfect example why not to do that. I play golf, right? And you ever see a golf spoof where the guy goes to swing the club and the head goes flying off into the distance? Well, it's been proven if you keep your golf clubs in your car, the temperature changes will mess with the glue on your golf clubs. And when you go to swing, the golf club or half your stick or whatever will go flying. So the same thing applies to leave your drone in the car, dude.
Well, the most important thing about leaving your drone in the car is temperature change.
Yeah,
you know, when you drive in the car and you know you just came out the house, you put the batteries out the house, and it's you know in the temperature of your home, and you put them in the car and you travel with it. You have the car running, the heat's on, maybe whatever. I don't know what the situation is, but leaving them out overnight now, the temperature changes.
Correct. Condensation, man. Yeah. You don't want no condensation building up on that lipo, or just and no big temperature there. The worst though. Hey, you got to treat it, man. That's the engine. Props and the battery. You get it's tires and the engine, man. And them, you know, for $11 you buy a pair of props. I don't understand why guys don't change them often. I throw out new props. You know, change the hell. It's $11, man. Put a new set in.
You're 100% right, and I'm going to mention you're right because a lot of guys have pre-flight checks.
Yes.
They check the camera settings. They check everything on the drone, but they don't check the props. And not checking the props is like not checking your car tires. And if you live here in New York, you learn before you get in your car to walk around and make sure all the tires got air in them. You got to make sure you got tires on your damn car.
Yesterday I was flying in the house. It was raining outside, and guys, I'm hooked. And that's another. I have to fly, man. So it was raining outside, and I went, okay. It's a tight area in here. I'm going to fly into the kitchen. I'm going to turn the drone around. I'm going to fly back, and what's the worst that can happen? Well, I landed in between the table. You have to shut all the obstacle avoidance off, so there is no obstacle avoidance in the house. And so I shut it all off. And long story short, I go to land, and the tip of my prop hit my coffee table. And it hurt it. It cut into the coffee table. I'm laughing. So I checked the prop, and it's perfect. And then I thought to myself, I'm going to send this thing 1,000 feet over the city. I just hit the coffee table with the prop. Get the hell out of here. And I threw that prop out. And I changed it. I mean, it was perfectly good. But I just mentally, it's like, dude, it's $2. You're going to risk a $1,500 drone, even for a chance it may be stress cracked or whatever.
Well,
so
see, that's what a lot of people don't realize is even if your props have not hit anything, if you have a Phantom, you put your props on. If you have a Mavic, you don't worry about that. But those props are constantly bending back and forth through transport, and when you're moving them around and you're handling them.
You're right.
That's a very crucial fact that you brought up.
We see your tail, Herman. We see it.
I fly this inside.
Yo, dude, I want one. Guys, I'm so broke, man. I have been wanting a Tello for months. And that's the one I want to fly in the house. One of these days, we'll grab one.
Who's flying a drone? I hear someone. Is that Paul?
No, that's Fly Natural.
Yeah, that's Fly Natural.
Hey, what's up, Justin, with that?
I got it to bind to my controller.
You got it. Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. You got the receiver to bind to your controller, but are the motors still going click, 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 click?
Well, I gotta hook it up to Beta Flight.
Please, dude, please. You guys may not know what's going on, but my wall may look a little naked, and it's because this spot right here is where that drone that Justin has belongs.
God. Hey, Justin, are you new at the FPV stuff?
We both are.
Gotcha.
We both are. The problem is, Mike, that I can build them, but for some reason, syncing and all that Beta Flight stuff, I have an issue with. So I told Justin if he can if he can get that drone to work, I'll build them and he'll program them.
Let me tell you something about that whole hobby. It's such a shame, guys, because I did the thing. I did the camera drones, and then, I progressed just like you guys do, and I started to go into the FPV, and it took me months, but I finally got the thing, and I got the Acura down, and then I progressed. I got to build my own drone, so I built my own drone. But I did it, guys, and I had to learn the Beta Flight. It almost killed me learning Beta Flight, downloading it, fixing the transmitter. It's too confusing. Make the shit easier. Come on. Make it easier.
I agree with you.
Lawrence, this is for you, my friend. Lawrence, just for you.
Oh, Paul. That's okay. We're nursing Paul back to his health. He has the orders from the doctor to eat as much as possible, as often as possible. So we're nursing him back to health here.
Thank you very much. You broke the ice. You broke the ice, Paul.
But I'll tell you the thing with the FPV, guys. The FPV is there's no feeling like it in the world. And however, here's the problem with it. And this is where and I'm not saying that you're going to have this, but it's wonderful at first, right? You get this feeling of flight, and you get to flips. You're 100 miles an hour. It brings flying to a whole nother level. But then what happens is you crash, and you have to fix it. And then you fly, and you crash, and you have to fix it, and you crash. So you see what I'm saying? So basically, you spend more time fixing crap than flying crap. And you wind up going back to or at least I did. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to fly. I mean, I love fixing and building, but I just want to fly. And I went back to the camera shit.
Well, if you fix it every time you crash, then you're flying and fixing in an equal amount of time.
Oh, you would think so. But the problem with that is a battery in that world only lasts for 2 minutes. So you fly for 2 minutes, crash, fix it for 2 hours. Fly for 2 minutes, fix it for a day. Fly for 2 minutes, fix it for a day.
You're right about that. Because I'm a member of one of these, flight, these clubs.
Yes.
At one of the local parks, and it's really good to get the key and you get access to the bathroom and everything like that in the park. But nevertheless, I go out there with my drone, and these guys really don't care for the drone. And I'll put the drone up in the air, and I'll fly out of the park somewhere, like about a couple of blocks down. And I'm watching the guy there flying his plane, or the other guy with the helicopters, and they're flying and doing whatever they're doing. And he comes down and he changes the battery, and he goes back up and he brings it back down and he changes the battery. And I'm still out there.
Oh, yeah.
Down and he's changing the battery. And I'm like, they line up hundreds of batteries on a table.
Yes.
And just go all day.
Yep.
Well, guys, I gotta run. I got company coming. It's video game night. We're playing some competition.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, good luck there, Rosie.
Thanks for popping in. Man. Thank you so much. And don't forget at 7 p.m. Thanks, Roosevelt, very much.
See you, Rose.
7 p.m.
Yeah. All right.
Val's Life.
Hi, Roosevelt.
After the show. Guys, please don't forget to check out Val's Life. After the show, Canadian Drone Hub, Roger will be there. I'm pretty sure they're setting up now. Have a great evening, Roosevelt.
So, guys, I got to ask you. I always break Billy Kyle's balls. Him and Ken Herring. I'm always on them two guys.
Don't worry, because I cannot get through a complete video of Ken Herring.
Well, with that being said, I don't even know them. So, I mean, I may actually like these guys if I ever met them. I don't know them. But my point is how is he, man? How is Billy? Like, what is he a cool guy or can you even say it?
Okay. Go ahead, Herman. You go first, Herman.
When I first met him, he took to me, I knew him all the time, I knew him for years. But the guy was real open to meeting us and hanging out with us. He showed us around Philly, spots to go fly and stuff like that. And I got along with him. And when I did the video, he had no problem getting in the shots and stuff like that. And he told me to just send him a link whenever I was ready, when I was finished with the videos. Really nice guy, really cool guy.
I agree. When Herman had met Billy Kyle, it was my second trip back to Philly and his first. And the first time I had met Billy Kyle, I will admit, it doesn't take. I don't get impressed much by people. I mean, you put on your pants like I do, you bleed like I do. But the point I'm trying to make is, he made us feel so welcome. And my first time ever meeting him, I was trying to get into vlogging, and I was ask him every time before I put the camera on him or anything, yo, you mind if I take this picture with you, or you mind if I shoot this clip with you? Okay. And he was like, sure. Like Herman said, no problem. And the only thing that I can say, dude can eat.
Oh, yeah.
He inhaled the Philly cheese so fast.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that can eat.
No. When I say he can eat, all right, these Philly cheesesteaks come wrapped. They're leaking, juice, broth. And I was into like my fourth bite, and he was already halfway done.
Yeah.
When I got halfway done, he was like wiping his mouth with the napkin. Talk about, so okay, where we gonna go fly at? And I'm like, damn, I still got. He inhaled that.
Well, he don't have no class.
But no, that's not true.
No.
He's shoving it down his throat, man.
Hold on. For hours, he was saying, "Yo, we're gonna go get something to eat."
Oh, and he was starving. Gotcha.
We want to fly. So when we did go to eat, he went, and it was gone. But all in all, personally, he's a great person. And I'm not saying it to get any boost or anything. He personally,
I don't know him. I don't know. I break him because guys, we're all we are. When we make a video, people only know us from what we look like on a video for that couple minutes. So, I mean, he to me looks like a stuck-up, kid who I know it all, but he could be totally different. Totally different.
The same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
First met him, I thought the same thing. We were all introduced to him.
Correct.
Like, yo, Billy Kyle, Novice Quads, and I'm like, hey, what's up? So on, and I tried to lay back, and I watch people. I
Right.
pay attention. I tell my daughter, I tell my wife, you will save your own life if you pay attention to your environment.
Correct.
And I sit back and I watch how he interacts with people, and
Very wise.
really, really, you could see through facial expressions with anyone. Like when Phantom Flight went, yeah, yeah, on Sunday night with those guys, you could see like, oh shit, But there were a few times people would take a picture of him and be like, oh, this guy's taking another picture of me. But you could see that. But he handled himself very well, and he's a very cool
Cool.
guy to
Yeah,
meet.
young kids. Okay, cool. It's just I know I'm going to get ripped into if I ever meet him or Ken personally because I talk shit about them, but it's just joking, guys. It's
No,
just
they
getting
can
a
handle
laugh.
it.
It's all out of love.
He could handle that. I don't know about.
He's a nice guy, man. He's
Yes,
really a nice guy.
yes, he is.
Cool.
He is a nice
Cool.
guy. Paul.
Yes, sir.
We have actually 16 minutes before Val's show comes on and this live stream is over. But you seem to eat that chocolate and have gone into a sugar coma or something because you're like, oh. What happened, man? You can interact with us.
Cake.
Huh?
Yeah, what it is it's called ripple cake.
Oh, come on. Stop showing me that shit. God damn. Paul, show them the top of that. Look at the top of this cake,
Tim,
guys.
welcome to the live stream.
Check the top of this cake out. It's got this beautiful white, just beautiful fluffy cream, and it's all covered with chocolate, guys.
Man,
You just check this out. Wow, look how this is. You go right to hell after a bite of this. Right to hell. Look at that. Paul, talk so your picture gets big.
There you go. There you go, Michael.
Oh!
There it is. There it is.
Mr. Crowley and his drone, have a great evening, and thank you so much for supporting Sunday nights with those guys. And Jim Hightower, thank you for popping in. I don't care. I'm going to say this real quick, and we can get back to whatever we were BSing about or whatever. But I don't care if you come to my live stream a week from today. The point that you come by and you watch it for a minute, 30 seconds, or you watch the whole thing, it's very much appreciated, and we appreciate everyone for what you do. So, yeah. Mike, are we going to be able to have you on here next weekend?
I would love that, guy. First of all, let me just thank you, man. I'm so grateful you guys took me in, man. Thank you so much. I feel honored that all you guys took me in.
I didn't plan, or we didn't actually plan on having any hosts, but we hope to get it to the point where when we go live, whether it's Phantom Flight 101 or Drone Evolution or any of you guys, when someone goes live in the name of those guys, people come and they show support.
Beautiful. Yeah, when I saw Paul and I saw his mug, I'm like, I got to get on there.
Hold on. Be honest. You was like, what is this white dude on here with all black guys doing? I gotta find out.
What the hell's he doing with these guys? What the hell?
Well, I've been watching these guys for a while, and I just love their live streams because it's so real, it's so honest, and it's so right up front.
Hey, as far as the white and black thing, guys, let me just tell you right here. I got 2 grandchildren. They're half black. And I'm from Philly. I live next door to black. So the white and black thing, guys, I don't care if you're freaking purple. I don't care if you're purple.
I just said that to be facetious because
I know you do.
When you fly drones, you've seen people in car clubs. You mentioned that, like, we have the New York Auto Show here this month, April, shortly after Easter. And I know some guys that look at a car and will get a boner.
Yeah, I know.
That's how we are with drones. There is no color and everything. You fly a drone, whether it's a freaking heli or whatever, you fly,
Isn't that amazing? When you think about it, it's a freaking toy, guys. It used to be toys. Now they're not toys, but I mean, come on. How could this, and this is what's so beautiful about this hobby. There's something about flight that brings us together, man. It expands our mind. There's something about the feeling of flight. I mean, for me, what I get from it is I'm a fat guy. I've been grounded my whole entire life, stuck to a chair, or you can't move fast. My weight has kept me down to the earth. All of a sudden, I buy this thing, and I'm flying through the freaking sky like a bird.
Let
me
tell you something, Mike. Mike, I'm going to tell you something real quick. Flying a drone has actually helped me get over my fear of heights.
Oh,
I don't have a fear of heights anymore. It's the fear of falling.
Yeah.
Somebody that has worked in high places, it's a little different.
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
Herman's an electrician, so he goes into these buildings that you see us flying here in New York with the scaffolding with no walls, and there's 30-mile-per-hour winds, and
God bless you, my friend. You're a better man than me.
A peanut
I
butter
ain't doing that shit
on the 32nd floor.
Yep.
So how big are you guys? I know you've made a video one time, and I laugh every time I see this video. You said that somebody wanted to take your drone, and you guys were walking down the street, and you said, "Let me see him try to take our drones." There's 12 of us, 12 big black guys. You're going to take my drone? Yeah. Okay. Are you like 6'7"?
No, I'm 6. Now, to listen to this closely, I'm 6'3". They don't count the halves anymore. But I'm 6'3", 270, all right? And I'm the shortest in my family of males. I'm the best of the bunch. Okay. And Herman is shorter than me, but my nephew was like, "Yo, who's that sumo you be hanging with?"
Yeah, got you.
And Herman's not a sumo wrestler, but let's just say the people that were telling us they would take our drones.
Right. We're little. Yeah.
You have to try and keep from laughing at them because they honestly believe that they can do it.
Right.
But
to
the point, and they're telling people that here in New York,
funny.
and they're trying to fearmonger. They're trying to fearmonger and scare people into thinking that if you fly your drone here, they're going to take your drone. It is.
Yes.
Now here, hold on one second, guys. We were talking about Crazy Eddie.
Crazy Eddie, everything must go.
It's got to screen share this. So I'm going to try and screen share it so you can hear it, to hear the commercial and everything. So just bear with me for a second.
That's so funny, man. You're going to bring it back for me. Crazy Eddie.
There we go. All right. I don't know if you can hear it or not. You can still hear me, correct?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear this? Yes? No?
No, I can't hear it.
Oh wow. Anyway, I'm gonna put this link in the chat and come back. The point I'm trying to make is this guy, oh my goodness, he did these commercials every night, and every time you cut on the television, you saw this guy.
You're showing your age, man.
Every commercial was like this.
Yeah, I remember. How old are you?
I'm 55.
Okay, so there you go. I'm 52. So we're about the same age.
Time era. That's
Hey, Lawrence, don't you think maybe we need to put Michael in a Santa suit?
Yeah. Hey, don't be joking about that. I played Santa a lot of years, guys. All fat guys do. Everybody knows that. If you're fat, you got to play Santa in December, man.
Well, let me explain something. First of all, you don't call yourself a fat guy, because in some parts of the world, the bigger you are means the more eccentric or the wiser you are.
Correct.
Okay? Because if I'm a dude sitting here 200 pounds and I can get you to bring me a hot dog with mustard on it, who's the loser?
You know what's funny about that? I remember when I was in college, we had a guy, one of our offensive linemen. He had some people in the stands passing him hot dogs.
Wow.
He was on the sideline. I thought that was just ridiculous.
We have 7 minutes, guys, and then Val's life is coming on. Val, if you're still here, or Canadian Drone Hub, anyone who, or even Paul, if you can post a link for Val's life, you're a moderator in here. We would highly appreciate it. Guys, please click that like button, and don't forget to come back every Sunday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or New York City time, to hang out on Sunday nights with those guys.
Hey,
All right?
Those guys.
Hey,
Now,
Lawrence, what Michael should leave us with one little story of his that he shared today that just was unbelievable.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. You're putting me on the spot.
Michael used to have an exotic dance routine.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
And what was it called, Michael?
Come on, are you going to do this to me? You're really going to do this
I
thing?
already know it. I heard it. I heard about it today.
All right. Here you go. He already knows. Okay. Anyway, back in the day, there used to be these people, the Chippendales, and you would hire the Chippendales to come out and dance for your wife and get the wife all excited for you. Well, at 500 pounds, I needed to make some money, so I called myself the Chippin' Whale. And I went out and did some dances, man. And I made some nice money. It was a lot of fun. The Chippin' Whale. Here you go.
You know what? That's almost scary, but the fact that
he doesn't know how to act. Look at his face. That's so funny.
The fact that you were getting paid for it, I give you mad props for. Because when my daughter messes with me and I want to freak her out or just bug her out, I'll do something weird like that.
Lawrence, I danced down to a G-string in front of 520 people in the center of a dance floor on Delaware Avenue. I don't know if you know Delaware Avenue, but it's a main strip in Philadelphia where all the big clubs are at. So you can imagine putting a girl in the middle of this club. They lit the smoke up and all, and the music started dancing, and the Chippin' Whale, me, comes walking out, dancing, doing my thing, and slowly taking parts of clothes off, and the crowd going wild. Now, I got to be honest with you. That was the days where I did mess around a little bit, and I needed to get really lit up before I did them shows. But I did it.
Listen. I would love to have you on here next weekend. So everybody who's watching this live stream, if Mike, you want to come on, Paul, you're more than welcome. This is what it's all about. Just like you guys hang out on Canadian Drone Hub, and then
great show, guys. Great show.
Studios. I know you're sending people in here watching our live stream. Stop BSing and come hang out with those guys.
Yeah, smash the like button, guys. I mean, these guys are just they love the hobby, and that's why I'm attracted to you. Anytime somebody really loves this hobby, you can see it in their face. It ain't bull crap. You could tell that you guys really love the hobby, the whole camaraderie of it, and so do I, man.
Community,
Yeah, and that's what it's about. That's why I'm in it. Flying is just one part of it, but I'm telling you, man, I can't tell you in the last year how many times this hobby saved my butt. And it really did. On a number of different occasions, it saved my tail. So I'm grateful for it, and I want to give it back. I mess around a lot, but there's a serious side to it.
It's saved his whale tail, okay?
Well, I would like to say officially, you, Paul, and you, Mike, are officially members of those guys. We can actually tell you those guys.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it ever so much. I just have one question for Justin.
Yes.
Is that bird working yet?
Well, it binded to my receiver, so all I have to do is put it in beta flight and be heli and.
Oh, is that it? Is that it, Justin? That's about 2 months worth of work there.
I know, right?
Believe it or not.
When I get that drone back, Mike, when I get that drone back, they're gonna have the Tyro 1000 out.
Yeah, I know. And you know what the sad thing is guys that know what they're doing, they can do it like in 2 minutes. They go through it. But it's just a learning curve. That's all it is. Once you get through it and you do a couple of them, you'll see. You'll start flying through the crap.
Hey, real quick before we go, I want to show you something, and I feel your pain, Mike, from
yes,
racing
sir.
drones, right? But you see this bag right here? This bag has an R9 system, receiver. The antenna, the Super 8. I'm supposed to turn that bird there into a long range bird, and
Oh,
because I'm going to show you real quick
are
before we
you
get out of
crazy?
here.
You went right for the long range? My
Hold on,
God, you
hold
got to
on,
get the
hold on.
short range first.
That's why Justin's working on my bird now. You see this chip right here? It's
Okay.
this is a 4-in-1 flight controller. It's a
Yeah,
power
I had.
distribution board and flight controller. And you know my problem? I can't see the freaking board.
You can't see it?
I can't see it. I put my glasses on, I can, but Justin has to steady your hands.
Now, let me show you what to do. I had the same problem. If you go to Amazon, they have these little things you can flip down over your eyes. You wear them around your head, you flip them down, and it makes everything like 10 times bigger. And that's how I had to solder them boards up. And it's really cool. I mean, you get into it. It's a lot of fun. The problem is,
okay, guys, we have 1 minute left. We need to end the live stream, and I need you guys to save this. We did it before, but this time everyone needs to be on key before we end the show, and I stopped the broadcast. And I'd like to thank everybody that's been here in the chat room, you lurkers outside watching through your phone like this, and not wanting us to know who you are. It's okay. We appreciate the love, but thanks for watching Sunday Nights with Those Guys. And Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
those guys.
And we highly appreciate it.
We should do that again. Paul was off beat. Come on, Paul. Come on. Get with it, buddy.
Let's do it. All right. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
those guys.
There we go. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great evening. We're going to check out Val's Life. Someone please put Val's Life in the lobby before I leave, before I sign out. So
were you guys able to find your levels on the app? I don't know. Guys were looking for that before.
For what?
Are you talking about what level you're at? Yeah. If you give me 1 second, I'll flip it up. So here's the app. So you turn your DJI Go app on, and you wait for the little horse picture to go. And down at the bottom, you have to hit the little arrow that says disconnected. If you hit that, this comes up. I don't know if you could see it. Oh, hold on. Let me say this is where you find it at, and it's right in the center. It's right there, and you just tell it. You read the level. So I'm a level 42, 4,247,000. And anyway, but that's it. It's 194 hours, something like that.
Wow.
190 hours. So
dude,
anyway.
That's very impressive. That's very impressive. But everyone that's in this live stream right now,
but it's right here,
on over to Val's Life or search for it, Val's Life. Okay. I may not be there because I have the blind screamers and need food. But thank you guys for coming and hanging. Mike, I'll hit you up.
Sir. Yeah.
I'll hit you up during the week via email, and we'll actually exchange numbers or whatever. Okay, but we want to have you on next week. Paul, thank you for hanging. You're more than welcome to come hang with us. Justin, Herman, Phantom Flight 101, and everybody there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on Sunday night with those guys.
Lawrence, if you email me just in somewhere